Live from the Wtxl studios, this is ABC 27's News at 11.
Facing a financial crisis, tonight employees at one of Florida's smallest school districts could lose almost 20% of their pay. Good evening, I'm Mika Highsmith. Thanks for watching WTXL ABC 27 News at 11. That is everyone from the superintendent to custodians. Now this is the Franklin County School District is facing more than $500,000 in debt. Residents voiced their opinions on cutting salaries to balance the budget in last night's board meeting. A Franklin County board member tells us residents are unhappy. They feel they have to suffer as a result of someone else's problems. Now, according to the Tallahassee Democrat, the district has experienced a drop in enrollment along with a larger than expected drop in property value. An executive meeting will be held Monday to determine how to move forward. And complaints of ethic violations filed against Tallahassee Mayor John Marks are being dropped. Florida Commission on Ethics voting 6-1 to drop the complaint. Tallahassee businessman Erwin Jackson filed the complaints against Marks with the Ethics Commissions, claiming the mayor used his position to get contracts for companies he worked for. Jackson claims Marks voted to help Alliance for Digital Quality and Honeywell get contracts with the city. Mayor Marks says he is thankful for everyone in the community who remained patient, allowing the judge to make the final decision.
I felt very firmly that being judged in a fair and impartial manner, that the outcome would be favorable.
Now, Jackson has filed a number of complaints against the mayor with the Ethics Commission in the past. The Florida Commission on Ethics is expected to issue a final order on the matter next week, which will officially close this issue. Well, in just a matter of a few years, the city of Midway has hired and fired the same city manager twice and just recently fired yet another city manager. And now the city could be facing yet another lawsuit. As WTXL's Ty Wilson tells us, Auburn Ford is telling city leaders to pay what he's due or he'll sue.
Even on a beautiful, sun-drenched day, a dark cloud still seems to hang over Midway, Florida. Earlier this month, City Council and Mayor Ella Barber fired their city manager, Auburn Ford.
Basically, I feel betrayed, because I know this is not about business, it's personal issues, and it shouldn't come before the city business.
Auburn says he was let go without an explanation. He says he wants what he says is owed to him, a severance package of about $40,000.
I just want them to pay me, and so I can go on by my merry way. But if I have to sue them, that's lawyer fees, and it's more money that the city does not have.
This is not the first time the city has been at odds with a city manager. Before Auburn, Agatha Muse Salters was the city manager. She was hired, then fired. Agatha was rehired a second time and then let go again. She's now suing the city.
They are policymakers, and it's very difficult when you have certain councilmen interfering with the operations of the city manager, and they ain't said in the meeting that I had too much power. I only have power that the charter gives me.
City Attorney Henry Hunter tells us he hopes to work out something with Auburn Ford as soon as possible.
A few scattered clouds across the region late tonight, but not much in the way of rain. In fact, really none detected locally speaking on Titan radar. It stays very quiet for at least the near-term future. There is a front that will meander across the deep south, gradually moving to the south during the overnight period and much of tomorrow, continuing to spread clouds around, but keeping mildness in place because the front itself is not moving very quickly, and there's a little bit of a delay in the arrival of the cooler air behind it. So some areas may see a slight lowering of temperatures over the weekend, but all of us will stay above average for the most part. Just expect intervals of clouds and sunshine during the course of the day tomorrow. And within just a few of those clouds, we may see an isolated sprinkle, but those chances are very low for mostly the morning, but there may be a couple of isolated spots of light showers even into the afternoon. We'll give you more highlights into your weekend forecast and more coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Cass, thank you. The trial against a Tallahassee man accused of murdering his girlfriend has been rescheduled. Elijah James was back in court this afternoon where a judge made the decision. He's being tried for the presumed murder of his girlfriend, Danielle Brown. She disappeared in February of 2010. Brown's body never was found. However, the prosecutor is seeking the death penalty. The trial was supposed to start Monday, but the judge has rescheduled it for March at the request of an attorney in the case who is representing another man who has just been scheduled for execution.
He's not happy. He would love to have gone to trial, but it's only about 60 days, so it's not bad.
Now, Danielle Brown's car was found burned in a landfill in Thomas County just a few days after she first disappeared. Last year, a Georgia jury convicted James of arson and sentenced him to 20 years in prison. Jury selection will begin on March 25th. An update now on a South Georgia banker accused of embezzling millions of dollars. Aubrey Lee Price now facing federal fraud charges. According to court documents, Price sent a letter to acquaintances in June of 2012 admitting that he had lost a large amount of investment money through trading activities. He also stated he planned to kill himself by jumping from a ferry boat in Florida. An arrest warrant has been issued for Price, who is still missing tonight. He's accused of stealing more than $40 million from investors from the South Georgia bank he was running. Well, devil worshippers at the state capitol today in support of Governor Rick Scott. The rally was held in support of Senate Bill 98 that passed during the 2012 legislative session. The measure gives county school districts the right to allow students to share inspirational messages in school. Governor Scott was in support of the bill. The group of Satanists are siding with Scott, but they believe it shouldn't just be limited to just one religion. They say students should worship whoever they want.
If Rick Scott is going to sign a law allowing people to pray in school, that should be open for every group to do so. Jews, Muslims, Wiccas, and Satanists. I think it's always important to to rattle the laws and see what happens. These laws are made not just for one group, but for many.
In other news tonight, new commanders are taking control over state troopers covering North Florida highways. Today, FHP hosting a promotion ceremony at its headquarters in Tallahassee. During the ceremony, FHP director named new troop commanders to cover the Panhandle and Big Bend regions. Troopers we spoke to today say they are just so happy to advance their careers. Well, if you smoke, you may want to think again before lighting up another cigarette. Health leaders say a consistent smoker's lifespan can be shortened by 10 years. According to a study by the New England Journal of Medicine finds that smokers between the ages of 25 to 79 are 3 times more likely to die than a non-smoker. The study also found that smokers who stop before the age of 40 can reduce their risk of death by 90%. Florida leaders say it is costing the state billions of dollars in health issues. They say they know it's not easy to stop, but say there are many resources to help those who need it.
Folks who have tried to quit and have not been successful should consider those as steps towards a successful quit. So don't be discouraged if you haven't been able to quit yet. Keep trying. Again, the average smoker takes 8 to 10 attempts before they are successful in a permanent quit situation.
The Florida Health Department is providing personalized quit plans to help smokers kick the habit. If you are a smoker trying to get help, visit our website, Wtxl.tv. Well, tonight, from one bug to another, a new powerful virus is tearing across the United States. Ahead, what doctors say you should do to protect yourself from the norovirus.
I'm Cole Robertson with a look at what's going on the web. North Korea threatening the U.S. and South Korea with nuclear test talk, saying they will put America on notice. The U.S. responded to North Korea warning them not to try another nuclear test. China also sent out a warning saying that they would pull all aid, including energy and food, if North Korea did not tone it down and drop their plans for another nuclear test. And one Wisconsin sheriff is urging citizens to learn how to handle firearms in order to defend themselves. He says calling 911 and waiting is no longer the best option, and that citizens can beg for mercy, hide, or fight back. Do you agree? Let your voice be heard right now on our WTXL Facebook page. And for all of your up-to-the-minute news, sports, and weather, visit the only site that's dedicated to you, WTXL.tv.